In the bottom left side, there's the blue Protoss. He is fighting for the Jin Green Wings. He is. Trap. Now his opponents also fighting for the Jin Green Wings. We will have ourselves a team kill to try and see who gets to take the rematch versus Innovation, right? The revenge against their other teammate that was playing earlier on. Anyway, the Red Zerg, he's rogue. Oh, he gets it. The 15 hatch. That is quite dedicated to get that hatchery down in the place. Will not be walking about with a drone aimlessly. Will not be taking a base in a third base location. It's pretty cool, right? That we had 3 Jin Green Wings players here today. It's pretty badass, if you ask me. Suppose there's no Maru, but I mean, Rogue and Trap, pretty much the best Zerg and the best Protoss they have available on their roster. It's not bad for a little online cup, you know, on the good old personal channel here. Pretty darn happy with this. And then the winner's gonna have to fight against Innovation, so that is something that most likely will be making some waves as well. Okay, there is the second gas from Trap. Things just kind of warming up still. Stargate opening here for Trap. Couple of dead spaces here in Pillars of Golds. So how do the invitations work? Do you personally contact them through Kakao Talk to choose the participants for your tournaments? I don't get the players myself. Usually Inu from Into the Clan or kind of contacts these players, organizes them, gets them together, and takes that pick. And then we help out as ITaX with the prize pool, the Matcherino stuff, that type of thing. Team Liquids, advertisements, this type of thing. So yeah, I personally am not a part of it overall. We kind of look who is available. We see who maybe, you know, it's been playing well, that we're interested to see going up against one another. Sometimes, you know, you're a little bit more strapped for players, but ultimately, usually we will be able to get quite a nice delivery of players. Wait a moment, that is a weird prismatic alignment. Did you see that? You did prismatic alignment, but the arms didn't go into hugging formation right there. Kind of stationary still. Interesting bug. Overlord hunting a Void Ray right here on the left side. Looking for whatever balloons he will be able to get popped. It's not just, well, not barely going to be able to find that one. Unfortunately, a lot of Zerglings absolutely everywhere, ready to try and figure out what's coming. Dark looked like he was sub 50 ranked, or number 50 ranked playing Trap today. Really interesting. I'll have to wait and see how that is going to unfold then in this situation. Because Rogue, a different beast from Dark. It does kind of feel like sometimes Dark and Rogue, they mix it up. I kind of talk to each other, and they're like, alright, well, this month you're gonna be the best Zerg in Korea. And then he's like, alright. Well, you better not play as well then. And he's like, alright. And then they switch it back up again the next week around. Or for the next month. You played very bad? Okay. Protoss have been crushing lately as well. Yeah, they've been doing a bit better, right? They have been doing a bit better. But then again, like, compared to a couple of months ago, this has been such a turnaround overall as well, because, well, I mean, we're not just seeing Adept Glaives every single game. We've had a full reverse 180, and now we have such a vibrant meta in PvZ, I feel like, with so many options, so many possibilities, so many different ways that you can take this. Especially when opening up with the Stargates, it's just, it opens up a plethora of builds that you can bring into the mix. And it can become a little bit difficult for Zerg to then figure out what is coming their way, and I feel like that is the way to try and deal with the Zergs, right? Because Zergs, that's their bread and butter. If they are able to figure out what you're doing, what you're up to, and they get to prepare in time, then that is exactly how they will want to play it. The ultimate race for countering. But developed gold mode before. It's just Dark, who's not been himself after his GSL drops. Yeah, that must be quite disappointing, right? I feel like Dark is just very hard on himself as well sometimes. Just trying to get everybody to recognize him as the best StarCraft II player in the world. Trying to become the Flash of StarCraft II. Ooh, fancy force fields. Catching most of those Zerglings. Trap's not gonna be able to push into here, I feel like, but it's gonna be able to force out some more roaches, right? More roaches, always a good thing for the Protoss. In this state of the game, as long as they're not killing him, more roaches is good. More roaches means less drones, less quickly. Or less drones more quickly? No, it is less quick. Huh. You get less drones, and you get the drones less quickly. There we go. Yeah, this is a best of 5. Scarlets. Thinking to myself, how would I call you? It's interesting this is a name you can have on Trovo. Ooh, nice biles. Alright. 4th base. Yeah, 4th trap has been acquired. 5th base though, going up for Rogue so far as well. Getting the infestation pit. No Hydralisk Den though. Was expecting that a little bit more so, but I guess he is getting the melee upgrades, right? So. Is he going for Ultralisk with this? It could be the case. It could be the case. Could also just be looking to get the +3 melee and the adrenal glands for Zerglings here, of course, and maybe some Vipers, Infestors, stuff like this. Oh no, wait, there is the Spire coming up as well. Alright, so, could be Broodlords. Very likely here. Zerg being allowed to macro always makes you nervous. Yeah, it's getting a bit intimidating. I guess he was forced to make a couple extra roaches here and there, but it just doesn't seem like it may be enough. Will it though? There's not that much high tech here available for Rogue. A lot of these banelings that are morphing in all getting stormed to death, and that is an absolutely brilliant move there. Getting a lot of value overall. These bios not landing on the army of Trap. Trap keeps moving forward. The Archons trying to tank the damage from the banelings. Good amount of Immortals here as well, but is it going to be enough? It looks like it very well may be. Immortals though getting preoccupied with some Zerglings on the back foot, now attacking some eggs as well. That could be the final salvation for Rogue here. If anything helps out, that is going to be the case, but it looks like there's just too much for Mr. Trap right now. He has those Archons, the Immortals. Good amount of Storm was available as well, and there we go. GG is called. Trap being able to take it. Did he really just kill him without timing? Yeah, he did. My dear lord, I wasn't not expecting it to go down like that. But a lot of it came down to, I believe, those storms overall and those eggs, right? On the banelings before they were able to hatch. That was nuts. Just in front of all those roaches, all those ravagers, just kind of sitting there looking at it, and they were like, huh. Yes, it is a best of 5. Trap is absolutely fantastic. Alright, there we go. Another game coming up, of course. Game number 2. Rogue did manage to get himself into a good position, but he just didn't quite manage to get himself into the late game composition in time. It may seem like a far stretch, but of course, you know, those moments where he made those extra roaches, that did slow him down. That did slow him down. He didn't need those extra roaches, but it was still maybe enough to force him into a army composition where he kind of got stuck onto, right? Wasn't able to get himself any greater spire in time. No hive tech in time. Nothing of the sorts. Even just being able to get some upgrades going, like the adrenal glands or anything like that. It's going to be massive advantage in these types of situations, as opposed to not having it at all. Great overall timing though there from Mr. Trap. Trap in the top left side here, of course, in the blue, the Protoss. Jynnak Green Wings. Another Jynnak Green Wings right here in the bottom right side. The team kill will be happening today. He is Rogue. Once again, going for the 15 hatch. This is another thing we have to take into account, because it is costing him a little bit of his economy going for this hatchery this quickly on. It is allowing him to be a bit safer, have the base in the correct location, but it's still a dent. Still a bump on the speedway. The speedway to a lot of Drone Town. Which is where every Zerg wants to be. Okay, Rogue staying well composed. Keeping those drones mining. You can cut the tension with a knife when you see these probe actions, huh? Cyberpunk 2077. Man, I'm wondering what that game is going to be like. It's been hyped up for so long. I'm so glad they kept putting it off as well. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see what it's like. I would love to see, you know, what type of gameplay it has available and such, but There's just been so many game studios that have been unleashing or releasing games just because of a time window where they were like, well, but our competition is releasing this at this time, and if we don't do it at the same time, that means we're not competing with them because the market is going to get flooded. People will buy that game instead of our game, and we're going to get stampeded in the stocks overall. People won't appreciate our income. Reports on the end of the year, people are gonna see that we didn't make as much money as the other company, and then people won't invest into us, and then we're gonna be in trouble because of this. And my god, it's such a headache, such a bloody headache. Just make your games as good as you can and release them at that moment in time, right? Game studios everywhere. Just wait. Just delay things. It's okay. People are not gonna mind it too much. As long as the game's good, it's gonna be worth the wait. People that are being salty are just, you know what? They're comparable to drug fiends, right? The people that can't wait for their next fix. And supplying into that fix, I don't know. It's not even a good thing, is it? It may make you a lot of money, but ultimately, it's not that great. A lot of people working from home. Yeah, I still have another job as well in a medical company where we do orthopedics and stuff. I help them out over there. And that is not at home, so I kind of have like a split situation. I work from home for StarCraft II and do casting, of course. And then on 3 days a week, I still do the stuff at the medical firm. Pay to win and DLC goes extinct. That's a whole different shoebox, isn't it? To open up right now. It's like just an entire new crate that you're... Man. Like, this is the problem with having people that don't play games have so much to say about what should happen with the gaming industry. People with a financial background, with no experience in games and such, just being like, you know what? What is important here? The money is important. We're a business and we're supposed to make money. By the way, we're having a massive Adept attack coming in here, which is pretty cool because we only have the one Oracle and the one Void Ray, so a little bit of a heads up here actually. Let's take a look if Rogue has anything to really deal with this. He does have a Roach Warren, 6 roaches on the way. He doesn't have that many links, he only has 8 links and he's going to lose every single one of them. He has the Queens available, but the Queens are not going to be able to keep up with those Shades. Those Shades are going to go absolutely free into the main base. The drones are going to have to be pulled. It is a good pull, it's not just going to run past those depths. He's going to try to buy himself as much time as possible. Don't send those drones in just quite yet. Okay, the Adepts are actually staying in the main base right now. More Adepts are coming in, though, on the other locations. Because of this, he doesn't have a Warp Prism, so Trap is going to have to go back and forth between his attack and all the way back to his main base here quite a bit. But, oh, dear lord, those roaches, yeah, you will not be able to beat this amount of Adepts with 3 roaches, Trap. That is just not how you do things. I'm a little bit wary of... Alright, we'll check it out here. I think Rogue may just... He's lost 13 workers. It's not absolutely lethal amounts of damage. It's pretty darn bad. It's pretty darn abysmal right here. He's losing more right now as well. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, that's a big spike, isn't it? That's a massive dagger made in blue, ready to stab Rogue's heart out. His poor little Zerg hearts. Coming in, a lot of roaches, 18 of them, looking to maybe get some counter damage going, but there's a Void Ray, making life very difficult. More Adepts as well, coming in once more. Rogue does not want to lose this game. He doesn't want to put Trap on match point already. Gonna make things very difficult here, and you know what, I think that is exactly what we're gonna be seeing. Rogue was not expecting the adept attack, did not prep in time, did not make the correct unit composition to really deal with this. And now he's gonna have to play from far behind, from absolute Narnia, to try and bring himself back here. It's interesting. Should we just become like a hatred to corporate corporatism stream right here instead of the StarCraft II stream? A lot of people talking about this right now instead. It's like, alright, so if Rogue was a... No, wait. If Trap was a company, right? He innovated, he did some good stuff. He managed to get a monopoly on the market right now. He's going to be able to, you know what, just keep expanding if he wants. He can keep trying to do creative things from this point onwards, but it doesn't matter as much anymore, does it? Doesn't have to, so why would he? So the one thing he's going to try to do right now is just grab more money, get himself in the good old shape of the true and tested ways. Keep going on that department instead. Corporate craft too. That's right. Okay, Lurkers here actually for Rogue. That can still help out quite a bit. They are quite strong, but Trap, he's been playing a very, very heavy Immortal style, and I have to say, I am absolutely loving this Immortal style from Trap. The more I think about it, the more logical it seems to just kind of not go into the... Well, I guess Disruptors as well could be pretty good, but just not going into the Colossi as much, just kind of sticking to the Immortals here. They do absolutely fantastic against Roaches. They do okay against Ravagers. And they do absolutely amazing against Lurkers as well. So it's kind of like an army that will be able to balance itself upwards. It scales very well, that's the word. It scales very well into the later parts of where, you know, a lot of Zergs are taking the game right now, which is the Lurkers. A couple of links there trying to stop Trap from taking another base. Delay the production. You would buy a lot of stock in Trap. Yeah, you should buy a lot of stock in Trap right now. Oh, he's in a great spot. He's definitely in a great spot. Rogue has been able to kind of recover a little bit here. You know what? Having some upticks again in his overall market value. He's up against a behemoth of a player right here, which is Trap, who's looking to dish out another lethal blow. A bit surprised that we have this many High Templar with this as well. What would you use the High Templars for? Probably just the Hydras, right? That would make sense. Because you would have a lot of Hydras still together with the Lurkers overall. So yeah, and also, of course, those High Templar, they're going to help out when he ultimately gets himself into the air army as well, the Protoss air army. A couple of Stargates already on the way, Fleet Beacon here as well. What are you doing, Overseer? Silly little Overseer there. Precious little boy. Okay, so I don't think Trap is really ever gonna commit here into any type of a real Lurker play, right? You really shouldn't, at least. Please don't. Please don't do this to yourself. Oh my god. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he's just poking around. He's moving back and forth. He's keeping Rogue honest. He's keeping him on the defensive. He's going to have to move these Lurkers back and forth. He's spreading them out as much as possible because he knows Trap is lurking on the edge. He's having a rough time keeping tabs on where he's going. The creep spread is non-existent right now. Because Trap is just moving back and forth between these locations. And he has a force. Together with these storms, actually, it doesn't allow Rogue to be very aggressive here, does it? If he does try to move out, he's going to get stormed. He's going to get pummeled by those Immortals. They'll be able to move backwards. Kite the army. The Lurkers, sure, they burrow rather quickly, but it's still difficult to catch up with those Immortals, even though they aren't the quickest units out and about. Still can be quite a difficult thing to fight. How many Immortals is this? It is 10 Immortals right now. That is a ton of Immortals. And Carriers are on the way. So we have Immortal, Carrier, High Templar, with a couple of Archons mixed in as well. This is awkward, isn't it? Oh, let's get that picked off. The War Prism being utilized as a observer almost. Funny things do happen in StarCraft 2. There's a lot of roaches burrowing around. Do we have an observer somewhere in the neighborhood? Yes, we do. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Is this enough roaches to fight these Immortals, though? Nope, definitely not. Well, he gets one of them. Probably worth it, right? He doesn't really need those roaches anymore. He's looking for a way to get rid of them. Couple of these changelings, though. There's 3 of them mixed in with this army. They are getting so much valuable intel. Is Trap trying to do the same thing here? Trying to trade out his Immortals in order to get more carriers going. It definitely makes sense. Because the Immortals, they are losing a little bit of their overall worth in this matchup right now. As things are going further and further into an air army battle. We'll need to see a more heavy Hydra composition out of Rogue, so trying to trade these Immortals out makes a lot of sense to me. What is this mothership doing here? Do we really have a mothership hunting for overlords? Is this what we're watching right now? Alright, fine, fair. Lurkers on the left side. Coming to deny this base right here. We'll be able to do so rather easily. Well, actually, he moves backwards. Saw a couple of Immortals coming in on the backside, so we'll be running immediately towards the other side. Maybe he's going to find more luck on the top right. It's too many cannons, though. Too many cannons. And yeah, Rogue moves backwards without being able to do much of any type of damage there. Interesting. Right, well, Rogue, for the bad place that he was in, with, what was it, 46 workers being killed off by those depths, he has found himself in a pretty darn good position here again. Lurkers. Okay, there's an observer here as well. Actually, those Immortals definitely packing a punch. The carrier starting to engage the Spore Crawlers right now as well. He only has +1 air weapons. I feel like that could be a mistake going in right now, but there's not that many Corruptors in the sky yet either. 15 of them. Alright, maybe I was wrong. There's more in the production tab as well, though. More Immortals gonna get sent to the slaughter. Couple of Hydras and a Ravager here in the natural base also. Trying to just get some value going for themselves. These 2 Archons, they need to stay alive. They need to stay afloat. They are quite valuable against the Corruptors. That is what allows Trap to kind of stay safe here, right? Not get those Corruptors just to fly immediately on top of all those carriers. Gets out of that with the still the majority of his army composition. How many carriers are we still building? I mean, Trap has the money for it. He's just not making them right now. What is he planning? What does he want to do? Like, I mean, carriers should have been in the production tab for a long time now. If that is the army composition that he wants to go for. He has money. He has... Maybe he's just kind of thinking. Maybe he's trying to figure out what kind of army composition he's facing right now. Seeing a lot of those Corruptors. I mean, that would make me question whether or not I should go for carriers as well, to be fair. What is Trap doing? Okay, more Zealots coming in. Alright. Interesting, interesting. Oh, well, I guess he's doing this. He is cleaning up another hatchery right there. What's up, Canuck? Also, Zogern, how are you doing? Glad to have you both with me here today. Game before this, he defended 10 Banelings with 3 to 4 cannons. Yeah, the cannons for Trap have been very solid. He still has 5 of them over here. Wouldn't mind too much seeing a couple more, honestly, in the production. Okay, there we are. That's gonna be Tempest. Tempest, alright. You know what? This is, I believe, wasn't it, as well, Rogue versus Showtime that we saw in the King of Battles? Oh, those storms landing rather juicily on those Hydras. More Archons gonna be created here. Those Archons gonna be quite the frustrating thing to play against for those Corruptors here. Still a good amount of carriers with this army as well. The Tempest not even part of the equation yet, and still we have a massive ball of Protoss kind of looking like it will not have any real response against this anytime soon. And GG, there we go. Interesting. Trap just kind of waltzing over there with an enormous amount of Archons, and yeah, just normal lurkers there to really counteract the army of Mr. Trap. So Trap, very well played again. We saw him slow down a little bit here and there, right? Not just spending all his money as quickly as he could, not just recreating the carriers as he was losing them, trying to reinforce his, well, army that may not have been optimal against what he was playing against. He was playing so methodically. He was playing incredibly smart. And yeah, it showed. It showed for sure. He was able to dissect the play that Rogue was going for and slap it down incredibly hard. Almost made it sound a little bit sexual. Oof, oof. Anyway, that was nuts. That was some great stuff right there for Trap. I am thoroughly impressed. Is he just gonna 3-0 Rogue here? It does not seem like it's it's too far-fetched anymore. It's gonna happen. Will it happen? Is the spanking gonna happen here? Will there be just pure spankage? Or will we have a bit of a resurgence of the Red Zerg here in the top right? He is Gina Greenwings Rogue. His opponent, 2 points on the board. Some absolutely massive brain plays right there from the Blue Protoss. Gina Greenwings as well. He is Trap. Does manage to get the hatchery block this time around. This is curious. This is very curious. So we saw Rogue going for the 15 hatch twice in a row now, right? This may have been an attempt for him to also still go for a bit of a mind game, where now in the third game, after doing a 15 hatch twice, where Trap was not able to get the hatchery blocked off with the probe, maybe Rogue was hoping that Trap would have given up. Maybe he was hoping that maybe Trap's just gonna sit backwards a little bit because with that probe for a little bit longer, because it's gonna be a 15 hatch anyway, right? But this time around, you know what? He stays vigilant, he stays active with the probe blocking and manages to have it be paid off. This time around, finding quite a bit of success with it. It's a big map though, so will it be as influential in a situation like this? How much impact is that gonna have? Adapt's gonna take a little bit longer to get themselves across. Usually late game PvZ. Z wins with Infestus antennas. Yeah. They are pretty darn good, aren't they? Could have been a way, definitely, that Rogue wins that with some Infestor play, right? Some good neurals always will prevail. Always ready to turn a battle around. Alright. Another re-scout here. Checking to see if there's a third base, if there's Zerglings, Roaches, anything of the sorts coming across. Sees the third. Gonna give him some overall peace of mind. Stargate from Trap. Couple of Zerglings are on the way. The Roach Warren is relatively early here, isn't it? More Zerglings as well on the way. I mean, he did lose a lot of workers the previous time, but is he just over-preparing for Adept Glaives, or is he planning to go aggressive here? I mean, that would be quite a blunder to already go for this amount of force this early on. If he's just trying to be safe here. Oh, he's even gonna lose some more units now due to the Oracle. That's 8 drones right there that do fall. That's a bit disgusting. But he will be going for a lot more drones here. Eesh. I'm getting worried for Trap. Sorry, not Trap, but for Rogue. That is not a great opening here for him. These are mistakes that I make, man. These are like one of the prime mistakes I make myself as well. Where I'm just like over preparing for something like, alright, well maybe he's gonna send 4 adepts. Maybe he's gonna send more adepts overall, and maybe it's gonna hit a little bit sooner. But yeah, definitely over preparing for something that is it's not even coming. It's not even coming. Not even slightly on the way right here. Riverside saying this map pretty good for P. I think for Zerg it's also really good though, right? For Banelings and such, you can definitely get a good couple of connections. Ultralisk also very quick in those speed zones. The quicker you get on top of your opponents, the better that is going to be for your units, right? The less damage you take on those Banelings before they actually get the connections. The Zerglings are quicker on top of the enemy units. They're going to spread out quicker, so AoE damage is less impactful. Yeah, I really like this map for Zerg players overall. Zargurn actually kind of confirming my suspicions there. Zerg has a 61 win rate versus Protoss on this map. And 53 versus Terran. Actually, I thought it would be more favorable for Zerg against Terran rather than Protoss. That's definitely interesting. Again, 8 workers dying there, by the way, guys. That is a sad occurrence here, but something that we've grown accustomed to seeing, unfortunately, from Rogue this series so far. He lost 18 workers. Now, it's not as much as the Adept Glaive attack, but it's an easier place for Trap to transition from this place as well. Not a massive investment into just an enormous army of Adepts or anything of the sorts. Alright. Rogue, what are you up to? He's making a couple of roaches, just kind of trying to get himself safety. He is capable of just kind of seeing this army of Trap here, right? Checking it out, seeing what's up. 4th base for Rogue also on the way. Nice little effort as a harassment force there, those Zerglings. Gonna transform themselves into a scouting force immediately afterwards, as they realize they won't be getting anything done across the field. That is a very early on hatchery, actually. Or a hive tech. Oh, catching a good amount of sentries here, perhaps. Oh, the force field saving the day. These Zerglings, though, they have been worth their weight in gold. I know they're not getting a lot of stuff done, like damage-wise, but they are buying so much time for Rogue here. Trap felt like he wanted to move out with this force, but because those Zerglings were just continuously lurking, just about to go for a counterattack, that became very difficult for Trap to do. And now this gateway heavy force for Trap is seeming a bit dated. Seems like it won't be able to sustain a lot of firepower from Rogue at this moment in time, as Rogue was able to just comfortably get himself to the 80 drone count. Get a very quick hive tech as well, right? So I'm going to get the hive tech completed at 8 minutes 50 something seconds. Actually 8:40 seconds pretty much. Is it smart to go in here now though? Is this something you want to do as Rogue? Cleaning up this base would be a good thing, of course. The Baneling's really zoning out this army. He needs to now take out this Nexus here. Some reasonable connections too as well with those Banelings, but we'll have to make a big investment into more Banelings now as well to ensure that he doesn't die to a counterattack. Oh, wait. No, that's not a Baneling. I thought he was Baneling dropping also, but that's not the case. That was worth it. Alright, alright. He's getting himself the Ultralisk Gavin as well now. He didn't kill the Nexus, but it did get cancelled. Rogue coming in here again. That is devastating. Once again, this base is going to have to get cancelled. Circlings, they're not going to... Well, actually, might be able to get into this main base as well. Only Stalkers being warped in. They don't do that well against Circlings. The force fields as well. Okay, we'll force this backwards for now. Ultralisk are on the way. Ultralisk are going to stampede over this army so incredibly heavily. It's not even a joke. That is, it's going to be disgusting. Force fields may be able to help out just for a moment here. Actually, there's a lot of Zerglings going down before the Ultralisk are out. I guess he did have to buy some time. I thought he already had an Ultralisk somewhere on the field, but he really doesn't. It's an interesting army composition here for Rogue. Really trying to utilize those speed zones, it seems like, with this melee-heavy unit. And that's just really cool to see. It's a map actually influencing the playstyle of a player, right? Changing up how you approach this matchup just because of certain assets that are on the map. Really cool to see. Alright, Trap, take care, Trap. You are now on sacred Zerg ground. Creep with a speed zone. Those Banelings will hit you very, very quickly, very hard. With the Ultralisk in front as well, we'll be ready to stampede over the force fields. Only one, actually, all the Ultralisk on the right side, so nothing on the left side here. Gotta be careful. Ultralisk not quite being able to get on top of this army just quite yet. The Colossi starting to get more and more in danger, though. Another speed zone coming up. Yeah, Trap will be able to hold off for now. He lost quite a big portion of his forces. More Ultralisk in production, more Zerglings in production as well. 11 Banelings getting produced. The creep spread, it has lessened quite a bit now. But this base for Rogue, it doesn't seem like the most important base overall. Oh, that's a enormous surround on those Stalkers. Do manage to blink away to safety again. The Colossi trying their best to minimize the amount of damage that everything is taking here. That's a lot of kills in these Colossi, actually. 60 and I think that was 40 something on this other one right now. Look at that, 62 kills. Oh, that's impressive. Trap is playing his absolute mind out right now. 39 kills on that Colossi right there. Not bad at all. The creep as well receded pretty much all the way back to the hatcheries of Rogue. Rogue trying to see if there is another base right here on the left side. Doesn't see any. He's going to try to come in for some harassment on the other side. The left side is a bit open right now. The army of Trap is mostly focused on the army of Rogue on the left. But that means the Zerglings, are they going to be able to just gun down this Nexus? Yes, they will. No banelings needed. Adrenal Glands takes care of it on its own. Alright, Rogue, come on, buddy. He's got this one in the bag. Bring us another game. Bring us another one in this series. It's been pretty darn amazing so far. And we'll love to see it. Look at how he's lurking about on these speed zones right here. He knows that is where he can make his stands. That is where he can get the most value. Coming in from 2 angles here, actually. Maybe even 3 angles. Yep, looks like he's going for the triple angle engagement here. Trap, there's still one way out of this. Going to the bottom side. Very, very great stuff there. These Ultralisk Zerglings. I think we may be approaching the GG here, guys. There's just not seemingly any way out of this anymore for Trap here. He's going to lose this base once again. And, well, saves the Stalkers. Cancels the base, but what is he supposed to do? Like, there's no... What's the win condition of Trap here? How is he supposed to do damage across the field when he can hardly hold on to his own bases? He's back to 3 right now. He's getting quite a bit of value from those Colossi, though, but unfortunately those 62 kills are not Ultralisk. Those are not 62 Ultralisk that he's taken out. That is just pure Zerglings, which are now spreading all their, well, nibbling and gnawing in the protospace. Yeah, we've reached the point, guys. It's not going to be a clean sweep, that is for sure. I'm not quite sure what Trap is still waiting for. Maybe a miracle, another immortal, a second immortal with some Warp Prism Micro, who knows? But I mean, he's going to clean this up again here, which is very impressive. But he's losing so much. He's not just losing some probes here and there. He's losing infrastructure. He's losing production. He's losing just overall control of the map here. On the other side, Rogue taking all of the bases. Alright, come on, Trap. Come on, buddy. There we are. GG. GG is called. I mean, it's a bit going into the next one. Rogue felt like he had that one for a while now, didn't it? For sure. Oh, man. The army values. Actually, the army value only in the final bit there going into favor for Rogue, but that's all he needed, right? The amount of buying time that he did with those Zerglings initially, and then like some Banelings, all that stuff, absolutely fantastic there from Rogue. Really, just some very, very clean play. All right, next game. It will be game number 4. Will we get another ace match here? It would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I would enjoy that for sure, but may not be in the cards here. Who knows? Who knows? Rogue, it's a lot of a smaller map that we're playing on right now. There's no speed zones. And I'm not quite sure if there's as many avenues for the Zerglings to try and slow down his Protoss opponents. Alright. You know what map it is. You know what map it is. Wait, I gotta get the scores correct. And there we go. There we go. In the top left side, no clean sweep was granted to him today. But maybe he will get a second chance at a clean sweep in the finals if he gets himself another victory right here, right now. He's the blue Protoss in the top left side. Jin at Green Wings. Trap. Bottom right side, the red Zerg player, also from the Jin at Green Wings. He is Rogue. Once again, Rogue getting his hatchery blocked. It's not that abysmal. He's really prepared for it this time around. He's not gonna get too upset about it. Did move his drone out a little bit earlier, so he would arrive around the 200 mineral mark. Still get that third base location at the correct time. So it doesn't slow down the Zerg too much, right? It feels like overall, economically speaking, it makes more sense that the Zerg still benefits more so. It's just a positional advantage here now for Trap, of course. Having that hatchery be in a different location, maybe kind of messing up the drone transfer, this type of stuff, right? Make all of that just slightly more difficult, slightly less efficient, and that could mess up Rogue as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, little Proby doing Proby things. Probicus. So what would we like to see from Rogue here, right? I think a couple of times it felt like he was being a bit too defensive. And then at some points he just got blindsided, right? The other game when with the Adept Glaives. Even though that still went into a very long game, we have to remember it's opened up absolutely abysmally for him. It was horrendous. It was as bad as it gets, right? Really not a clean way to make something go worse of an opening and still be able to somewhat play it than what we saw with those Adept Glaives attacks there. Twilight Council, Robo. Alright, nothing yet being created from the Twilight. Still needs a bit of time here to get some more money. There's the Glaive. Now is Rogue once again gonna over or under defend against this? Is he gonna figure out that this is on the way? Is he going to get his Roach Warren at the correct time? Well, he's already making a Roach Warren right now. It does feel rather early, right? I'm not used to Zergs getting their Roach Warrens this early on, but I guess it will allow you to get 2 waves of Roaches overall instead of just the 1. I guess this allows you to not get that many Zerglings, so it's a little bit easier for your larvae production overall, I would assume. Spore Crawlers on the way. Yeah, he's just going to go straight into those Roaches. Now, the Zerglings, though, of course, they aren't just there as a initial buffer. They are also the emergency squad, right? It's the Zerg ambulance, in a way, ready to go to wherever the injury is being taken. And then just there to try and minimize the amount of bleeding that happens as quickly as possible. And there are those Zerglings. There we go. Completely aware of what is happening here. I feel like Rogue definitely did all the right plays here. He made all the right tools to his at his disposal, and now he needs to just kind of force the Adept Glaive attack backwards. Shut it down. Nip it in the butt. Don't take any damage here this time around. There we go. These Ravagers, they do take quite a bit of damage from those Adepts, but let's see how careful he can be. Cancel that shade. That's a great cancel. Picking up some Queens. The Queen's trying to get on top of the Warp Prism here. There is a nice round finally, and the Bios actually coming in as well. Of course, still a lot of the Adepts being just ferried away outside of the Zergling wall that was created. The shield wall that the Adepts were kind of caught in between. With a teeth wall, I suppose. Right, you know what? These Adepts, they are training very well against these Zerglings so far. Trying to get a couple of these Adepts as well to target down drones. More Adepts now on the 3rd base. Almost at natural base. Well, I suppose it was the 2nd base he made. Coming in on the natural right now with more adepts as well. Will finish that shade. Not sure if he was planning to have that many roaches and ravages there, but it looks like that is going to go all right. 9 workers did go down. More adepts now in the main base. And once again, Rogue just kind of falling apart here. The overall multitasking definitely a bit too much, it would appear, for Rogue to handle. Some more adept shading going on. And yeah, Trap. He done did it. Looking good indeed. GG is called. Rogue taps out. It's a 3-1 victory right there for Trap.